Oscar Piastri wins the Bahrain Grand Prix in a consummate performance. There wasn't too much for him to manage. There was a safety car restart partway through and no one was quite sure what was going to happen with the tyre strategy, but McLaren and Oscar managed it perfectly to seal up a fairly straightforward win, it has to be said. And you know, we can have another conversation on another day about once again a Grand Prix has been won by the driver who started on pole position. It's 5 out of 5 in 2025. You know, so there's a talking point there, shall we say. However, Oscar can't be blamed for that. He's delivered perfectly the performance to bring home the Bacons, 2 wins this season, and for me, he is now looking favourite for this title, comfortably ahead of his teammate. Lando Norris, another missed opportunity, another disappointing weekend. Yes, you can say he's recovered okay to get back from 6th, but that car shouldn't have been in 6th in the first place, and he should have gotten 2nd. He took way too long to get past Charles Leclerc. He made a mess of one overtaking attempt, and then left himself too much to do to get past George. Again, probably should have gotten past George, but his racecraft, his car positioning, deciding to go inside, outside, picking his moment, not good enough, not World Championship material. And I've maintained it, I don't think Lando Norris is a World Champion in potentia, and right now this man is showing him the ropes. Elsewhere though, it was another very, very good performance by George Russell in the Mercedes. Is the Mercedes the second fastest car? I'm not sure. Or is George Russell overperforming it? Another podium, another great qualifying performance from George this weekend. And bring us home to the bacon. Seeing those softs home when a lot of people didn't think that they would. But Lando said on the radio he thinks that George would be okay, and so it proved. So I guess props to Mercedes for getting that judgment call right. George, whilst he keeps bringing home these results, I don't feel like he's a World Championship contender because he's never looked like winning a race, but he's going to pick one up eventually the way that George Russell does, picks up the pieces when other people make a mistake. That's how he gets all his best results. So, you know, clearly showing Kimi Antonelli the ropes as well, which you would expect from a driver of his experience. Speaking of experienced drivers, Lewis Hamilton picked up driver of the day for recovering from 9th to 5th. Now, again, a bit like Lando being in 6th, Lewis shouldn't have started in 9th, and he said himself that he's underperformed in qualifying there, but he's got the job done in the race, recovering the positions. Was it a strategic blunder by Ferrari? They've made the gamble that the softs wouldn't last to the end and therefore gone to the hards when they had, I think, new softs available in this race, and it's not paid off. The hard was clearly the wrong tyre, so that's a big frustration there, but Charles has driven a professional enough race, I suppose. And then last thing to say, Red Bull, the true pace of that car, not a top 5 car looking at the moment. I said before the season I thought that Red Bull would get 4th in the Constructors' World Championship, and that's looking a pretty great bet at the moment. Shows how much Max Verstappen overperformed in the last race. Let me know your thoughts of that race in the replies down below, and I'll catch you next weekend. Cheers.